Ugh. Whew. Goodness. Can't wait to review that. God. It's cage reviewing time. Welcome, Munchkins and viewers alike. It's me, Munchie, and welcome to today's Tiny Tales unboxing cage review. I am back today in dinosaur form. I make these review videos for you guys out there who are new to the hamster community and those who are currently in the hamster small animal community about why these cages are not so appropriate. So the title you see today is going to be me explaining why this is a very bad choice to be making cages that do not suit the needs of small animals, but rather the humans that go and purchase them. Today's cage review came as a surprise because Tiny Tales, after like 1.5 to 2 years of making their first horrible line that I've also reviewed, they decided to make a large enclosure. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's been complaining you need a bigger enclosure, we hear ya. We're just gonna get this 3-foot enclosure that looks like a dinosaur. So I am going to be opening this up, giving you guys information out there that you may be missing in your pet care and why this is going to be complete garbage for your small animal. I am not looking forward to putting this together, but look how massive the box came. Ever since I saw somebody tweet out, oh my gosh, Munchie, look at what we got at Petsmart, because they were a Petsmart employee, they got this, and it is just a monstrosity. It says on the side here, almost 3 feet tall. Thank you guys for your patience with the intro, but let's get into it. I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have always been kind of a part of me ever since I was little. And in 1st grade, we got to learn about dinosaurs, which was so awesome. So I am a fan of the design, but the design that you just saw in the box was that of a toy. Whoever is behind the PetSmart Tiny Tales line is definitely a toy person. In this box, it contains Tiny Tales Meet Dash the Hamster. Now this is all for kids. And let me tell you guys, hamsters should not just be for kids, and I really hate the thought that people are trying to only cater to the kids. Remember guys, anybody can have a companion animal and it doesn't need to be a cat or a dog. It can be a reptile, bird, fish, and small mammals. So hamsters are not just for kids, but this specific line markets towards kids often and a lot. And it sucks because it usually works. It's like when you bring a kid to a toy store, they want everything on the shelf. Now when you bring your kid to the pet store, oh my gosh, mommy, I just have the sudden urge to get a hamster because I like the cage. Most likely when they see the Tiny Tales cage, it will come first and the hamster will come second. So it shows you a map and has little fun activities. Thanks. And then it shows you all the other cage lines on the back here. So that's like an introduction booklet to your child. There is the instructions right here, which we will be following today because I've never made this cage before. Now the accessories for this line can range from loose to very tight. So depending on what I get in the box here, I could struggle with it or I can make it a breeze, or maybe something just won't connect right. You might see me struggling, but there is also stickers for the kitties, which I will not be using. First, look how shiny this plastic is too. But if you can see inside there, look at it. Look how small the pieces are. What? And hamsters are supposed to fit inside of that? Look how tight fitting that is. That is extremely tight. Wait, how are you supposed to clean this? How are you supposed to clean all of this inside? Like, it gets thicker the further down you go, but when you're up here, it's so tight. The opening is 3 inches, but the thing is, you have a ton of things that take up that space, which would be the little ledges here. And if we were to just measure, say for instance, this side right here, it's only 1.5 inches. Your hamster's not gonna be able to fit in here. If it's a Syrian, I'm a little bit concerned concerned by what I see here. Oh no, it's the head. Well, Plastosaurus, what do I think of you and your head? It is terrifying to look at. But of course, when you put it all together, it'll probably look super duper amazing, but most likely as a toy, just not a hamster enclosure. Hamster enclosures should be in the United States 450 square inches of floor space. United Kingdoms, you should have at least 620 square inches of floor space, and Germany's around 860 plus square inches. Square inches is very important because you want to make sure you have a big enclosure for them, because hamsters are foraging animals that at night travel 5 to 10 miles in the wild, looking through their territory, trying to scavenge around for nesting materials. Oh my gosh, I can't open this! And they do have burrows that they live in that are at least 2 feet underground for some species of hamsters. There is a lot of materials in this box. Oh my gosh. So it looks like I found the foot besides finding the butt. Here's another foot, and they're all labeled too, so you can put them on together. Here's another one. Wait, so what? Wait, so this isn't a leg? Oh my gosh, it's the neck! It's the neck! Wait, you have to, oh my gosh, oh no. That hamster's not gonna be able to even get to the head because it's not gonna go through the neck. Oh, which is dangerous. If hamsters are very big and they try squeezing through a small space, they can get stuck. They can freak out. Hamsters are very stress prone and can die easily from stress. If they're trapped or if they're struggling for long periods of time, you can accidentally shorten your hamster's life or cause very, very severe harm. So now that I've taken everything out of the box, I do see the main base here, which I will touch on here now. Your hamster is a foraging burrow animal, and you want to make sure, just as a minimum, 3 inches of bedding, but the recommendation for bedding is about 5 to 6 inches. This is the most claustrophobic thing I have ever seen. Yes, it looks like the bottom here will have enough pan depth, but I am still concerned about the cleaning factor. It's hard enough to get, say for instance, children to be on board with cleaning their animals' enclosure, especially when you get a small animal like this, but parents, I feel like you're gonna be struggling if you get this, or adults, if you try getting this for your hamster thinking it's so cool and you wish you had it when you were younger, and now you have it. But it looks like it's at least, just from eyeballing it, 3.5 inches of pan depth for this right here. It does cave inward, which is not good when measuring length times width, but it does have a minimum of 3 inches of bedding, so it's not bad in the pan depth regard. There is a compartment to open up, so you can reach in from the top, but they're prey animals, so you might end up scaring them if there's only an access point from the top. You do have a wheel that is sounding like it's rubbing on stuff. Oh, that's gonna keep you up at night. Oh no. Oh, I can take it out. Oh my gosh, it has little wheels inside. But this is what the wheel looks like. Now, for Syrians, they should have at least a 10-inch wheel because their spines should not be curving. They need to have a straight back so they can run straight. Just like how you don't want to have a treadmill that kind of looks like a wheel where you're constantly curving up. It's just not natural to your spine. You want to make sure you have a flat surface you can run on. Same for your small animal. And dwarf hamsters mainly need an 8-inch wheel. However, Roboroskis can do a 6.5-inch wheel as bare minimum. But the surface area for them to run on is only 2.5 inches. But what is the width? Because that's where you need to know how long it is so that your hamster can fit comfortably in here. So I'm gonna measure from this end to this end. Yeah, it looks like it's a 6-inch wheel. And it looks like it can come off very easy. It doesn't stay put. So while they're running, could it just easily come off? Is it hooking? Oh, there we go. I found the lock system. For whatever reason, it wasn't locked. Oh, but I just popped it off. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is really flawed. You have the same plastic materials. You're relying on the plastic inside to be able to clip and latch. I would not trust something like this. Not when I can easily pull it apart like that. And of course, like I mentioned, inside of here, there is little wheels. They kind of sound like I have a laser. And there's a spiral staircase right here, which I assume is at the neck. I think this is the butt. Yeah, this is the butt. And inside of here, there's a water bottle and a food dish. They're just basic accessories that may or may not work, but the wheel is very important. You could just hear it. It's so loud. I just don't understand the construction behind that wheel. But it looks like the water bottle is supposed to go right here. And there's several different types of plastic here too. There is this rubbery plastic that you can easily bend. There's this shinier harder plastic, but you could still kind of bend it. Then there's this plastic. There's like 3 different plastics here. Rubber, and almost not rubber, and then your basic plastic. It's so very weird, and I can just see your hamster chewing all of this up. Plastic inside enclosures can actually be very dangerous to your hamster, and they would probably start chewing on all of this, making a lot of this stuff already inside of it non-usable or looking very tacky. So it looks like there's a latch right here. Just gonna have to latch it on without breaking it. There we go, all nice and latched on. Maybe I can stick the head on. The head can also pivot open in the event you want to access your pet or spot clean inside this area. Hey, they even mentioned spot clean, which of course, if you have a large enough enclosure, spot clean weekly, deep clean monthly. But for something as small as this, spot clean daily and deep clean monthly, or that ammonia is gonna build up. And because it's so claustrophobic right here, I don't know how you're gonna clean this. Like, I really am just looking at it going, wow, this is gonna be so difficult, especially since your sinks are all not that big. Maybe you'll have to throw it in the bathtub with you. But it says right here, I can open the head now because I've unlocked it. It's no longer locked, which I don't even think it was. Okay, there's locked. Now it's unlocked, so I can open this up somehow for easy access. Really? I mean, like, how? Because there's a clip right here that holds the top part to that, and the bottom part, there's like little clips in here as well holding it. So for easy access, you'll have to go from the front, unhook it. See, right there. You have to unhook it, and that's how you open it. This is not easy access because you have to wrangle it open. And then, of course, I'm gonna have to clip it back. So here I go, force it in there. All right, it's clipped back right there. And then I have to go ahead and latch it. There we go. Is it? The latch is rubber plastic. So I'm having some security issues here. There we go. Let's just move on to another body part. The tail is just so weird to me. It bends and it moves, and it kind of makes me a little bit scared because as you are moving, you could probably see from the inside's moving as well. What happens if as your child or maybe you are moving this part as your hamster's walking through it, you're gonna possibly get one of their toes stuck in it. It's going to slide. It could accidentally slide to a part and clamp your hamster's feet. This is so dangerous. This right here, this whole tail is very dangerous. Besides the neck being way too small, only about 1.5 inches of room to climb up to the very top when you get to the very smallest part of the neck. And now you have a tail that as you were moving the tail around like this, instead of it being just one piece that doesn't move, that just stays like this. If it didn't move, it would have been safer. But because it's a bubble and it moves like this, you're gonna hurt your hamster non-intentionally. I can't believe this design is made. Wow, okay. Now it looks like we're clamping this to the back and then clamping it down until it latches on the bottom. Yep, the bottom is latched. And there's another latch compartment right here. You have to line it up until it latches. This is the weirdest build I have ever assembled. The clip is not going in. Give me a sec. There it goes. Okay, so it's completely in now. Oh, this looks so weird. At the end of this, I'm gonna be a dinosaur wrangler. Just like Owen. Although you can probably classify him more like a tamer, handler, rancher, raptor rancher. Okay, why? Oh, that worked. That worked, it's in. It's in. A little celebration. Ha ha, you can't see me jiggling, but I'm jiggling. Oh yeah, now I need the head. All right, neck. Work with me. I was putting it the wrong way, but it's still not completely clipped, so you can easily like pull it up. But it's at the parts in the hole area where I feel confident enough to continue on with putting this together. But yeah, this is it, guys. We got a water bottle here, but for whatever reason, it's so close to the ground that's already inside of here. But the nozzle's right here, and there is not even 1 inch, I kid you not, from the ground. It's like 1/2 inch and then there's the ground. So your hamster's gonna probably have to go in low to drink their water. And of course, there's the food dish. I'm done. So the only way it looks like you can access your hamster is the top part here, which like you saw before me demonstrating, is difficult taking apart. Let me try it here now. So you do have to remove that clip here. So it's not easy to access. Really, it is not, because there's multiple steps involved that it doesn't say on the actual assembly instruction sheet. There it is, the top right here. which you could see a little bit better if I open it up from the side. But there's no reason for your hamster to come up here. For vertical enclosures, say for instance like their other cage that's a vertical where there's a lot of layers and ledges going up here, this is also a vertical cage. Now, even though there is ledges and stuff in here where they won't have to plummet down to the bottom in a very dangerous manner, unlike this cage here, which they only give you 2 ledges. I only got 1 inside of here because the other one broke, but they only give you like 2 ledges in here, and there's a big area where you can just see your hamster fall to the ground. Hamsters can climb, especially steering hamsters, but it's very dangerous for them if they fall from a massive height and they don't know any better. They don't have a good grip versus mice, which are excellent climbers, and they do enjoy vertical space. For a Syrian, it's very dangerous. For a dwarf, it's even more dangerous. They do not climb very well at all. They just don't have that body built to climb. But now that I'm thinking about it, mice. Mice can definitely fit through the neck here. Mice and dwarfs, that's the only hamster I could see going up and down this neck. A Syrian would be absolutely uncomfortable and possibly get stuck because, like I said before, each side is only 1.5 inches. Your hamster's gonna be bigger than that. So there's an access point here and now down here. And because they're prey animals, they're gonna be very fearful when you come in from the top. That's why I like opening doors that are big enough down here. But you can't stick 2 hands in here. But if you can kind of see my problem when I go in here, a ledge is right here, and then there's this big open space down here where if I hold it like this, you can kind of see me trying to get my hamster out. What if you had a hamster medical emergency? Your hamster's at the bottom here and they can't get out. It's like, oh my gosh, they're stuck. Oh my gosh, I'm coming, sweetie. Oh, I can't get to them. Take this off. Okay, so I took that off. Oh gosh, honey, I'm coming. Hold on, sweetie. How do I take this off? Okay, the clips come off. Oh good, the clips come off. All right. Oh, thank goodness. They do actually come off for emergency cases. I was really scared this was not gonna be detachable, but it is a simple mess. Like, yes, you can clean these a little bit easier now that I demonstrated you could take it off, but what about the body? Can I take off the body? See, exploded part assembly for habitat below. Use as a guide to assemble extra large dinosaur back together post cleaning. Oh boy! Does this look fun to you? Does this look fun to anyone? That's how many parts you have to disassemble in order to do a deep clean. Yes, it looks like you can disassemble here. This seems like it's a little bit tougher than a single part like this to take off. Like, you saw me building this, and this maybe took over half an hour just because I was talking and struggling with it a little bit, especially the head, trying to get the head on, which the head is technically not really on right now. I can't get it to fully go in place, but at least I put it the right way this time. But everything else as mentioned, the tail is just the most dangerous, I think, because you could accidentally pinch them. But then again, the space in between the neck when you get to the very top, that's super dangerous. Like, how? For a mouse? Would this be big enough for a single mouse? Say for instance, if you have a lone male, because males cannot be together unless they're neutered. I can see just a lone male being inside of here, but with the wheel attached, that wheel is not good. You paid $130 for this, and you would think that everything that it comes with would work and you would need nothing more. Nothing more. The cages that I typically use are $70 and they're the Preview 528 cages. If you're actually looking for a plastic wired cage, go with the Preview. But for something like this, I mean, you're paying almost double of what that was. And like, you know, 40-gallon breeder tanks that are usually pretty high, they're around $89.99 to $99.99, but on sale for half off during Petco's $1 per gallon sale, which is pretty neat. I would highly recommend it. Plus the metal terrarium lid that you must get with it if you were to keep a hamster. I bet you would come out to, after tax, with the lid and the tank before a sale price, you would probably come out to 120 some odd dollars. And this is $129.99 before tax. Like, oh my good gravy. So when it comes to climbing up and down these two compartments, it looks like this spiral staircase right here is what connects the bottom and the top. So you have to climb up the spiral yellow staircase to even be able to climb up, which right here in the neck, it's like a rock climbing wall, to even be able to get in the hole to then connect you to the other spiral staircase that slowly goes up. And then if you wanted to go back down, you would just be spiral staircasing down And that's where the legs come into place here. That's where you can get from the bottom to the legs itself. If you can see on the insides here, there is also a small hole like this right here. I could fit my fist in, but in order for a hamster to go down inside of here, that's a smaller opening than this opening here. Now, let me measure the whole thing. Looks like it's about 17, 18 inches. The largest spot in the middle is about 14 inches, 17 by 14. My calculations say this is 238 square inches of floor space just for this compartment. If you wanted to include the other compartments, I wouldn't, just because they are just endless tunnels. They are just add-ons to the main body and compartment. You would just have to fill it up with so much bedding and call it a day, because really there's no other way to stick anything else in here. So this right here, I want to demonstrate to you guys what you typically might see in a dwarf hamster enclosure. Now, in a dwarf hamster enclosure, an 8-inch wheel is preferred, which this is an 8.2-inch wheel. This can't fit inside of here, but there is a hide. There is a grassy hide, then there's another hide for them to choose. Then you can either have like a bendy bridge or kind of like a seesaw, and a bowl for their sand, because dwarf hamsters definitely do need sand. They need it so they can bathe themselves, and Roboroskies definitely do need sand. They come from the desert, so they absolutely require sand. So all of this you see right here, I can easily fit inside of my enclosures that I have for dwarf hamsters. But what about Syrians? They have very high amounts of energy, so things like jungle gyms, things for them to climb on inside their enclosure is needed, including a 10-inch wheel, which they always should have, because you want to, again, have a straight back. And then, of course, there is bendy bridges that you can give them. There is large hides like this you can give them. There is grassy hides like this, where it's also kind of like a tunnel. And, of course, they have their own sand bath, too, with a different purpose. They like to dig in it, and they also like to urinate in it. So, something that's at least big enough for their whole body to fit inside of, so you can pour a bunch of sand in here. Children's play sand is preferred. But yeah, you can't fit any of this inside of here. However, all the items I show you, you can definitely fit inside something that's much larger and more appropriate and much cheaper than this. Yes, you would have to buy the enclosure and then the accessories on their own, but over time, it is very rewarding and your hamster won't exhibit stress behaviors. Just one accident, one escaping, one something could end up being devastating for new-time pet owners. And that's not what I want here. I want pet owners to have an idea and a relaxing time getting into the hamster, mouse, whatever world, where they don't feel stressed or they don't feel like they can't do it because what they were given was misinformation, and then they just don't want to pursue good information because they're already tired. I'm tired. I don't want this. I really don't want a toy to be a cage for a hamster. A hamster should not be a toy. A hamster you should get for companionship. If your family wants a companion, you don't just want to see it as a toy. You want to spend time with it. You want to cater to its needs. You don't want the hamster to cater to your needs of, oh my gosh, mom, I'm a small child. I love dinosaurs. I want this. So that means we have to get a hamster, right? We have to get something we can put inside of here, right? Pet companies are very schemy. They like to swindle you for your money. They like to make your child look at their products and make you get them what they want. I mean, I used to have tantrums all the time when I was little, and I can tell you, I probably guilt-tripped my parents into buying stuff I did not need, like Beanie Babies. I guilt-tripped my mom into buying me Beanie Babies. Don't do this to your parents. And for adults who think this might be a cool idea because you like dinosaurs and stuff, I'm an adult and you saw me struggle and I'm so tired. Please don't buy this. Please don't buy this. Thank you so much for watching. If you need ideas and places to find good hamster care, please check out the channel. There is some good cage reviews out there, and there's going to be some short clips in this video about good care. So right now, bam, bam, bam on the screen, there is comparisons of the Preview 528 cage and a 110 quart Sterilite bin cage compared to this. The 110 quart Sterilite bin cage is a DIY cage that I had to ventilate and is only appropriate for dwarf hamsters because of the height and the square inch. I like to keep my Syrians in something 600 square inches or more because they are so restless. And when you discover better care, oh, It's so much easier than having to deal with this. Where would you even put this? Or maybe people will just expect that they will keep it on the floor. You should never keep a hamster cage on the floor, especially if you have other pets in the home. It is a disaster waiting to happen. There's like holes everywhere. This doesn't seem so stable. One little plastic clip on the inside is going to snap. Your hamster might be able to escape because of it. I'm just so tired. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, hit a like to show your support. Comment down below with anything you would like to say, and subscribe if you're new here and would like to become a part of the Munchkin family. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you in another cage review, hopefully being a good cage review in the near future. Bye-bye!